Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. This is your brother Khalifa Muhammad, and welcome to another day of Embrace the Day, powered by the Halal Dawah Network and those of us that are in the Halal Wealth Builders. Woo! Thank God for life and another day to get it right. You heard that a lot. That was a five-star alarm, 10-star alarm that was going off right there because it is hot right about now. What's hot? Come on, if you've been watching the news, you already know what's hot. If you've been watching your paycheck, you already know what's hot. If you've been watching all the economies and all the prices going up, you've been watching your phone bill, your doctor bills, your medical bills, your mortgage bills, your food bills. Come on. Even the time when you're going to play, those playtime bills, they're going up too. It's time. It's a full alert right now. So there's alerts going on all over the place, especially right here at Embrace the Day, and especially here for those of us that are, trying to build the economy of their homes and helping others. See, I saw a post and it says, you want the creator of the world to help you, help somebody else. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You want the creator of all the worlds to help you, help somebody else. Come on. You got to spread the love. That's what they used to say back in the day, right? Spread the love, man. Well, right now, love is needed. Right now, love is needed. Right now, love is needed. Listen, I want to say that we got an amazing show that we're starting out for this week. This Monday morning, we got Crypto B-Boy out there. Look, I don't want to just start saying a whole bunch of names, but thank you for coming on. We want you to share this too. Whenever you come on live, we want you to share it because this is some needed information that might save somebody's life. In fact, might save your life as well. We got an amazing show, like I said once again, and we got my brother Ameer Little that's getting ready to come in here, aka what do you say? He the crypto king of currency. Woo! Half of the crypto kings of currency that comes on every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pardon me, at 6 p.m. But anyway, I know your pockets has been hurting. I know, or some of them is getting fat. Let me say that again. Some of our pockets are hurting. Some of our pockets are hurting. But some of our pockets is getting fat. So we want to determine what ways and what's happening right now. But before I leave, before I bring on this clip and then bring on my brother, I got something that I got to share with somebody, which is you. I got somebody that I got something that I want to share with all those that have been running and flipping their mouths, popping their lips, talking about stuff that they have no idea what they're talking about. Actually, getting mad and spitting poison about something they know nothing about. Yes, we are the Halal Wealth Builders. Yes, we are. We said nothing negative against any other wealth builders because there's many other wealth builders. Many of them. But we actually came from the wealth builders worldwide. And now one time have you heard an Halal wealth builder say anything negative about anybody that's coming from the wealth builders worldwide? Not one time have you heard any of us said something negative. But I want to give some information that I know none of y'all know about. My mentor, one of my best mentors, and I still look homage to him right now today, is Brother Ty Best. That was my first financial mentor. Okay? Brother Ty Best. And even though myself, my family, and the Halal Wealth Business went a different way when things was happening on a transitional phase of how we was going to attack this financial war, when we went a different way, Brother Ty Best was still my mentor. Till he took his last breath, he was still Khalifa Muhammad's mentor. And when we decided that we was going to continue to be wealth builders, but just add the halal part on, I called him. See, I told you I was going to be telling y'all something y'all had no idea of whatever you talking about. I called him. And guess how he responded? He said, "Salaam alaikum." And I said, "Wa alaikum salam. How you doing? How you doing, Doc?" And he was laughing like he always, "Man, Brother Khalifa, how you doing, man?" He, you know how he goes off. He just started taking over the conversation. I said, "Doc," I said, Mr. Best, I wanted to just let you know that I wanted to see if, you know, not trying to get permission, but I just wanted to get respect level and saying, look, you know, we're going to be using wealth builders, but we're going to be using halal wealth builders, and I just wanted your blessings. He immediately said, "Brother, you don't need permission to do what's right." That came from Mr. Best. Then he said, "I'm honored." He said, "Yeah, take it." And then he said the last thing that he always said to me: "Keep doing what you're doing, as long as you're doing what's right." So those of y'all that have some kind of negative feelings about us being the halal wealth builders, you know what? Take that up with the creator of all the worlds. Woo! Now let's get into some good stuff that why we're here today, this morning here. Woo! I got to play this right here, and I know this is going to set off my brother. It's about to set him off because I want him to come in. He's going to introduce himself to those that don't know him, and then he's going to expound on whatever he want to expound on when it comes down to this subject right here. So, here we go.
The price of silver is about to completely flip, and you're going to walk into something which you're unprepared. The unthinkable is happening to silver. If you were given this information 10 years ago, you'd have been laughed at, and no one would believe you. And yet, here it is happening now. This is from numismaticnews.com. The article says, at the COMEX market close, the spot price of silver was up almost 25% from where it settled at the end of last year. Up 25%. That's where we're at today. In recent weeks, it has been just skyrocketing. Now, normally when there has been such a relatively large move in a commodity's price, this is the article telling us this, you will tend to see a retrenchment, often giving up half of the recent gains. Then prices can stagnate at those levels. This is what we experienced 2 years ago. That has not happened this time around. In fact, there's a strong prospect that silver's price could rise much further in the coming months. This is what this article is telling us. They say, according to the Silver Institute's research, check this out. According to the Silver Institute's research, there was a combined shortfall from 21 to 23 of more than 663 million ounces. That's those years when you combine that from 2021 to 2023, more than 663 million ounces. That's a shortfall. That is just breathtaking. Now, this shortfall amounts to almost 80% of annual global silver mining output. Almost 80%. The article says another shortfall of 215 million ounces is forecasted for 2024. So just on this basis, there's pressure for higher silver prices. That is a great understatement, pressure. And we are going to be hit when this really comes at us. The silver price is just going to be completely out of reach. And silver stackers, you and I, regular people who have turned to silver as the affordable metal, right? We stack silver. Many of us follow the silver to gold ratio, waiting for that ratio to tighten, and then maybe we'll swap out for gold. But silver has always been obtainable. It's always been within reach. Now, talk about a rug pull. When this all really hits silver, this shortfall, oh my gosh, we're gonna look at silver, and we're gonna look back at these days of look at the past 2 years when we were at $22 to $24 an ounce. We're gonna look at that and just think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't go all in. I mean, that's what this is showing us. The rug is going to be pulled out from under us when this hits the silver price. Let's keep going. This says, in recent months, Reliance Industries in India, watch this, Reliance Industries in India has had so much difficulty acquiring physical silver to use in manufacturing solar panels on their photovoltaic products that the company ended up purchasing COMEX silver future prices. This is an Indian industry. It says, upon maturity of those contracts, it asks for physical silver delivery of at least 25 million ounces of silver. So this is just all over. This is here. This is another article. This is on globeandmail.com, and it says, silver's bright future. This is how the green energy is hitting silver. The article starts by saying silver's use in several industrial areas, particularly in green energy technologies such as photovoltaics, is driving a substantial increase in demand. I mean, they're really being conservative when they say this. As the shift towards sustainable energy sources continues, the importance of silver is growing, highlighted by recent findings from the World Silver Institute. So, that number again, 660 million. I mean, it's just incredible. This article says the green energy catalyst in silver. The survey reveals a projected 20% increase in silver demand it's going to be way more than 20%. These are really conservative numbers. The survey reveals a projected 20% increase in silver demand from the photovoltaic sector this year alone, anticipated to account for 23% of the worldwide supply. The boom in demand is in stark contrast to the expected 1% decline in silver production. It's nothing. The difference is negligible. Highlighting growing markets imbalances. Such disparities between supply and demand typically lead to price increases as a mechanism to moderate demand and encourage recycling efforts. So this price increase is really just going to roll out as 2024 continues. Right, we're halfway through the year, and these numbers are just showing that these products that require silver are being manufactured predominantly in the U.S. and in China. And China is trying to have their own silver rush. They want to have their own silver rush, but they're struggling to get it. China wants desperately to take the lead on solar panels, to take the lead on EV manufacturing, but they're just dying for silver. They don't have it. So look what China has done to the price of gold over the past 5 years, specifically in the past 12 months. China in the past 5 years has been stockpiling and hoarding as much gold as they can. They want to have that backing of gold currency, and just look at what gold has done the past 12 months with China putting all this pressure on the price. That's exactly what we're going to see for the price of silver. We're seeing this demand for this industry, two industries, solar and EV. We're seeing demand in both, and it's not going anywhere. That is not a passing fad. This green revolution is here. It's here to stay, and the shortage of silver it's just staggering. I think I remember the first year when people were talking about this, it seemed kind of hyperbolic. It seemed like, oh, it can't possibly be really that much of a difference. And then the second year, everybody's ears started to perk up, and now it's just unthinkable. I mean, the price of silver, when this all hits and this demand really comes into play, we're going to look back on these days and just be staggered at how cheap it is. Really, I don't sell silver. I'm just a silver stacker. And if you're enjoying this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It really helps a lot to get this information out there. I'm just a silver stacker. I'm not a financial analyst. I'm just telling you what I've seen for being in this game for years and years. And this is totally unprecedented.
Woo! Well, all I got to say is I'm going to bring my brother on, my brother Ameer, and let him expound on what it is that he love about the conditions of today, what it is that he love about knowing about the conditions of the day. And I love it because you know what? He puts his money where his mouth is. Let's bring out my brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How the brother, how the family, peace and blessings to everybody.
Well. Thank you. How you doing, man? How the fam? Everybody good?
Everybody's good, alhamdulillah. I can't complain, man. God is too merciful, bro. I can't complain.
Alhamdulillah. So listen,
yes,
you heard my man, right? You heard this information, brother. I'm like,
yeah,
I
man.
want to know if other people hearing it.
It's exciting, man. I'm gonna tell you why it's extremely exciting. It's not many times in your entire life that the creator will give you a foresight on an event that's about to happen before it happens. It's not many times that happens, right? It's not many times that you can get a warning on something that's about to go left so you can change your directions and go right. There's not too many times in life that will happen, right? Because right now, as adults, we have to let our children make their own mistakes, even though we know that they're making a mistake, right? That's the
Mm.
part of life, right? It's the same thing with us as adults. We have to forward, with our goals and our plans, and only Allah sometimes know what's right and what's wrong. We just trying to get it done. But
Mm.
in this scenario, in this case, we know what's about to happen. We know that the dollar's value is going down. We know that the world has categorically denied the further use of a currency that this country uses as a weapon, right? So listen, with that being said, as leaders, we got to do a few things, right? I have three, and then I have two, but I'm gonna add the last one. We have to practice what we preach, we have to live what we teach, and we have to put our money where our mouth is.
Hey,
That's what we have
put
to
your
do.
money where your mouth is.
Put
And let
your
me tell you
money
something right now,
where your
brother.
mouth is.
We got another brother that has been with us. Man, I don't know if he heard my intro, but I tell you what, we loved the halal wealth. I mean, we love the wealth builders. And we even in more love with the halal wealth builders. Why? Because we stayed the course. And this brother
Yes.
here, not only did he stay the course, man, I hope he got it. Because when he put his money where his mouth is, his whole face probably going to get covered up.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
let's bring on our brother right now, and so he can introduce those that don't know him and spark those up that do know him. Our brother Ricardo Hamilton, better known as Mims. Make it make sense. There you go, baby.
Brother Ricardo.
Woo! Peace and blessings,
Yes,
brother. How
sir.
you feeling, fam?
Voice of day,
One more
yes, sir.
time, Ricardo. I got a phone call. I didn't hear that sound money. One more time. One
Yes,
more
sir. Yes.
time. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Wow.
about. It's
So,
ringing that bell just like on the stock market. It's time to get it, bro. It's time to go.
That's
That's
it right
facts.
there.
That's facts.
Uh-huh.
That's
That's
facts.
how it
That's
sounds.
facts.
That's it.
That's facts. The
Yes,
stock
sir.
market
Yes,
opening
sir.
up. So, hey,
Yeah.
brother Ricardo, we've been on this run, and I like to say run
Yeah.
because at first I didn't really know I'm gonna tell you. Years ago, I didn't know what I was really getting into. You know what
Uh-huh.
got me into this right here was when
Yeah.
somebody said, "Are you willing to make an extra $500 a month?" And I was
Mm.
like, "Yeah." Matter of fact, and not only am I willing, but I need to do that.
Right.
you know.
Right.
And then I got into it, and it was about gold. And then not now getting into it about gold, and then I kept hearing from reputable people that my
Yeah.
spirit's connected to. You. Then I met my brother Ameer. And this is all in the interim of another business. But I saw that it was right. And then we
Mm-hmm.
could now that was years ago. Now we coming up to this time, and me and brother was just speaking, brother Ricardo, about do other people hear this?
Mm.
Are they feeling this? And what are they doing about it? And then so I mean, introduce yourself, brother, and just let
Yeah.
everybody know how you feel about the climate of what's happening financially and in the economy and what can be done.
Yeah. Well, no, well, Sam, I'm honored, as always, to hop on the show and add the value that I can. And people know me, Ricardo Hamilton, Crypto Rick, Mims, make it make sense. And just like you, brother, we looked at an opportunity. We didn't know we would be here, but we learned and we got educated, and we realized that we have to do something with the dollar once we realized what it was. That it's not an asset, that it doesn't hold value, that it's not something that we can rely on for our family's future. And in that and with that realization, we realized that we need to exchange a lie for the truth. With that, we need to exchange the dollar, which is not money, which we were taught it was money. We were told it was money, but it's really God's money that's money. It's gold and silver that's money. you know. And in that process, once you come to the light and the truth of the matter, how do you go back? You know, how do you go saving, you know, in fiat currency, and you know that fiat currency ain't gonna save you. You know, I mean, we have to, you know, come up out of our cognitive dissonance. You know, we have to get out of this normalcy bias. You know, we have to really you know, take it for what it is at
Boom.
face value. You know, this is real. What's going on right now? I mean, I believe today the Saudi contract for the dollars having to convert to oil ended yesterday. So we're literally in a reset right now. What has gave the dollar any kind of credibility or demand was that you had to buy dollars for oil. And every economy on the planet needs oil. It's the lifeblood of every economy. And now that the contract has ended and the Saudi prince has not renewed that contract, they're taking other currencies and doing trade and other means for oil outside of the US dollar. And so that's going to further weaken and create less demand for the dollar, while at the same time, you're having the government here printing more than ever, devaluing the paper and the currency that's already in circulation. So we're going to see a rush. And this is why we're seeing, you know, gold, you know, breaking out close to all-time highs now yet again, and silver as well breaking out. And we're going to continue to see assets rise as the dollar continues to lose value. So this is the time.
You know, that's great. Hey, brother Ameer, did you want to add something to that? But listen, or you know, get with that. But I wanted to say this part right here, bro. Hey, crypto, and Mims and Ameer. It's like what's happening now. I wanna. Unfortunately, there's some of us that go through some financial hardships and things like that, right? And, you know, I've seen places where, you know, the court systems would have to just like say, hey, look, either you're going to pay your rent or you're going to have to find someplace else to live. Okay. They don't just listen. They don't just wake up in the middle of the night and the next morning and knock on your door and be like, okay, you got to get out. You have warnings before the people have to come and pick your stuff up and take it out and put it on the street. You have many warnings, many warnings, okay?
That's right.
So right now, I feel that there's warnings, there's signs that's going up and leading up to this, and some people just going to think they're going to slick by. And it's going to be very, very crucial when that day comes. And I really truly feel it's coming like real close now. And Mims, you put it right there on the nail on the head when you was like, okay, all of these countries that was relying on the dollar now is saying, yo, your money ain't good here. Mm-hmm. You know, what you got to say about that, brother Ameer?
Well, you know how they say from back in the day on the streets, you got to put the gold on the wood so the deal go good. You understand what I'm saying? We can't rely on that old foolish stuff no more. Listen, let me tell you what one of my wake up calls was. Right now, when I got into this industry, this was after 2008, when I realized that there were some things that was at play internationally and domestic, that just because I had a 7-figure net worth, right, or managing over $1 million, $3.4 million worth of real estate, there was something I didn't know. When I lost it in 90 days, 3 months, it was gone in 2008. Now watch this. It wasn't until I met the brothers in the old company was with Wealth Builders Worldwide. When I met Ricardo and some of the other leadership, that I understood I was on the right path when I was in GIA learning about precious metals and precious stones early in 2000. But what the wake up call was when I realized gold was money. When I realized silver was money, and we already knew. Right, we knew what was going on back when we read the Bible and things in the Quran, but to actually understand that governments' constitutions was built upon the principle in the 2000s that gold was money. That's when it hit me, bro. I'm like, wow, I was told a lie. We were all told lies. But yesterday, let me tell you something that hit different, right? The second largest NATO force on this planet has just petitioned to join BRICS alliance. Turkey is the second largest NATO force that's in NATO, and they just petitioned to join the BRICS. That's a big thing, bro. And like I told you before, it's not many times in your life that the Creator will give you a foresight on something that's about to happen before it happens and give you time to prepare. That's where we are right now.
And you know
right?
what? In preparation, and I love the fact that all of us we met here. Well, I know from what I know, we met in that other situation, and it was good. I know I never saw a frown on neither one of your faces. Every time I saw y'all was smiling and y'all was educating yourself and you was finding out. I too, really, it just like hit me over the head that, you know, gold is money. Precious metals is money.
Yes.
And crypto and Mims, he was making it like real. He was bringing it all the way out to the realization, to the real deal type thing. Like, you know, like showing everybody, look, this gold, like going to the bank and saying, look, I'm exchanging my gold for cash and paying this and doing that. He was showing it real life. And that is a threat to those that are trying to keep us dumbfounded to that dollar bill. You know, and that's why I continue to follow him, because I'm like, it's got to be about truth. And now that they brought up this BRICS and everything, you know, I'm not even mad at them, because it's really showing everybody that, you know, their money ain't good. Their money, and well, first of all, their money is not money.
No.
So now when you put it up against real money, it ain't got no win at all. You know what I'm saying? And then people, and listen, people get not discouraged, but people get kind of, we know, me, brother Ameer, those in the allow wealth builders, those that are the runners, you know, things like that, they know, okay? But there's others that say, yeah, I want to get into it, you know, but I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I can afford it, especially when they see me and you say, you know, put your money where your mouth is, or they see my man just clinging them together. They get kind of nervous, like, man, I'm on a fixed income. But now we got a situation that we actually are about that actually can beat out. Let me tell you something, Mims. I looked at the charts this morning, and just amazed at how much we can get precious metals at today versus all of the high-ranking, all of them, every last one of them. I've been like, I'm gonna do a special about it and just do that special. It's like, okay, this is what they selling it for, and this is what we can get it for. Can you expound on the beauty, especially right now today, of the opportunities that we have today, brother?
Yeah, man. I mean, the opportunities we have today are literally a blessing. You know, this is something that is revolutionary, first of its kind. You know, when I look at opportunities, I look for value. You know, I don't really get to it. I mean, of course, you got to have a comp plan. We got to make money, but I get excited about value. You know, we say if you want to increase your passive income, you got to increase your passive impact in people's lives. And when you can bring value to people, especially when an asset that's critical to their financial stability and future moving forward, when you can provide that asset to them at a much better price than anybody else in the market, I mean, that is real value. You know, that is going to allow people to accumulate more of the asset. You know, that allows people who might not have had the extra money to be able to maybe get in, like you said, Brother Carlito, because it's at a much a cheaper rate, you know, affordable price than the big boys. Even these 100-ounce bricks, you know, everywhere else it's $300 more. You know, we saving about $300 on a 100-ounce bar of silver, you know, over here because of the deal that we're using, and that's significant.
That's major. You say you saving $300 on a brick. That's major.
Yeah. I mean, so this is why, you know, and you know, a lot of times this comes down to timing, you know, and you know, kind of you know, timing and stepping out on faith, just knowing that, you know, you have good intuition. You know, if something makes sense, you know that, you know, there's some value here and it's probably something that you should be taking advantage of. You know, it doesn't matter how you start, you know what I'm saying, but how you finish, you know, and so long as you start though, you know, just in some capacity, even if it's, you know, like the brothers say, you know, getting one coin a month,
That's
You know,
it.
just
Start. We just start.
start with 1 coin a month, and save your money that way. You're doing yourself and your family, you know what I'm saying, a real service, but you're doing yourself a disservice by not doing it, because essentially all we're doing is saving our money. That's really the power of what we have. We're getting paid to save our money. When we get this coin and we save this, we get paid to save this coin.
We get paid to
I mean,
save.
so the money never left my, it never left. I just converted it. I'm an alchemist. I converted paper to gold. I converted paper to silver. I mean, it never left. So I still have the money. And the same thing with you. Don't look at it like you're buying something and you've lost the value because you bought an expense. No, you've literally converted money that is losing value for money that is holding value and appreciating. For all intensive purposes, we call, the dollar money. But like Carlito said, the dollar is not money. The dollar was a certificate for money, which gave the dollar value, but the dollar no longer backed by gold, no longer forced. The world is forced to buy oil. The dollar is literally fiat currency. That is the Federal Reserve's note. The Federal Reserve is a private banking cartel that has never been audited. That is public enemy number one, that uses the dollar and the monetary system as a weapon of mass destruction. That's the Federal Reserve.
Hey, brother Ameer, he said the federal agent is a privately owned banking cartel.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He's 100% right. You know what I like to do, brothers, sometimes, because people really don't understand what we're saying in the literal sense. So sometimes you guys got to break it down. And this is the way I like to do it. We are literally saving the most precious asset that Allah has given us. The Creator has given us our time and health. We have been taught to exchange our time and health for a currency that really doesn't have any value. So what we're actually doing when we're taking that paper is you're securing your health, your time that you exchange for $1, and you are transferring the value of your existence that you traded for an asset that's indestructible and will never lose its value. That's what we're doing. We are creating generational wealth by taking the thing that we exchange for that dollar, which is our health and our time, and we are keeping it as it grows and appreciates in value. And then we'll be able to pass it down, because there's two things that we learned in this place, in this position called wealth building, right? We invest what we can afford to lose, but we save what we can afford to keep. I don't have any intentions on selling any of the silver or gold that I'm acquiring. No intentions. I'm going to leverage it to get more. And that's what this system helps you do. This system that we're in, where we're able to acquire precious metals at cost and get paid to share our membership. So now, guess what? That time that you spent at your job, I can compress it by sending a link and a picture and some stats about gold and the conversion of silver from paper to silver, and get paid when someone else has realized the lie and turn it into the truth.
Wow. I want to ask both of y'all a question. I know what excited me and made me know what it is that needs to be done. But what got you, what is it that really connected to you to know that, this is what's happening right now? What made you brothers just like dig deep into learning more about what's happening right now to benefit yourself? What is it that really gravitated to you that made you really jump onto it, brother Mims?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was once you come into the light, and the knowledge and the understanding, like I mentioned before, it's how do you go back?
How do you go back?
How do you go back? To me, you can't. I couldn't. At that point, I knew that the top 5 assets that the wealthy hold to preserve wealth and pass on wealth is exclusive real estate, precious artwork, gold, precious metals, and I believe land or something like. Yeah, it's like those top 5 assets. It's metals, it's land, it's artwork, and so when I realized that gold and precious metals are how you build wealth, how you hold and accumulate wealth. And I realized it was one of the easiest ways to build wealth and accumulate wealth. Not everybody can get into real estate. You know, most people can't get into exclusive, especially exclusive real estate. Most people are not getting fine pieces of artwork, you know, $1 million artworks and Mona Lisas and stuff. But when I said, well, gold and silver, the average person, everybody can get gold and silver. I mean, even if you got it at a gram at a time, you know, we were talking about, or about an ounce at a time, you know, everybody can start to slowly build wealth. You know, that's why we tell people this is not a get rich quick scheme. We're not selling you a get rich quick scheme. This is a get wealthy slow plan. But this plan is going to ensure that you have a financial foundation that you can rely on. You know, I don't have faith in the Federal Reserve's note, but I got faith in God's money.
Come on now.
And so this is the time, you know, and as you learn this information, you're just gonna, you know, you'll look over time, you're accumulating more and more and more. Look, after 1 year, after 2 years, you know, you'll realize one day you need a whole new safe. And you're like, wow, you know, I've been saving a lot. You know, you save more money than you ever save in your life when you save in God's
What?
Save that
Tell
in
him,
paper.
talk about it. And then it hits different when you start to get it for free. When you start earning commissions and now you're able to exchange those dollars that you earn and get silver for free. But listen, when we first started this at Cost Metal journey, right? I was saying to myself, wait a minute. I remember going to the ATM in the previous company and getting $600, $700, $800 out a month for commissions, right? But with X Cost Metals, listen to me. And I'm not bragging. I'm not here trying to be braggadocious. I'm here telling the person who is at home struggling, trying to make ends meet, an extra $200, $300 a month. This money is coming by the week. It's coming in 7 days. When you educate people to the truth of what's happening in this financial space and geopolitically, right? When you educate them the truth and that light bulb goes off, they're going to take the initiative to do what they have to do to take care of their own families. Now, when they do that, here's the collateral benefit. We used to collateral damage, but here's the collateral benefit. When they get a membership and start securing and saving their time and their equity that they put into a job in the form of a metal that will never lose its value. This will never lose its value, right? And no one can destroy this. Only the creator can create it, regardless of who's minting it. It can't be destroyed. But that was the thing for me. When I say, well, listen, we getting this money every weekend as Cost Metals, this is different, right? Because now I can actually look forward to not exchanging so much of my time, even at your business. You're still owner of a job if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have employees to supplant yourself to run your business in your absence. You still own a job. You don't work for one, but you own one, right?
Yes,
and that's the realization, right? That's the excitement for me to know that I'm holding something that I can now transfer to my children. I'm earning an additional income passively that I can now either go pay a bill or acquire more assets, because this is definitely the most undervalued asset on the planet. Outside of copper, it's silver.
Woo. And you know what? Before I got one last thing I want to get with y'all brothers, but I'm gonna tell you what really sparked me up. Okay, the other company, you know, sparked me up. Just like you said, you know, shoot, on a weekly basis, we getting like $500, $600, $700 on a week. Just and, you know, wake up and look at your bank account and boom, something is in your bank account. Like, wow. And we have physical assets. But let me tell you what really, really got me, bro, and everybody. You know, Mims, he did a presentation for me and our Halal Wealth Builders. And he put up a coin. He had a coin. He said, "You see this coin?" He said, "See." He said, "This coin," and he gave us the price. I think the price was like, I don't know. I think it was like $130. He said, "This is one of the monthly coins, and we paid $130 for it." He said, "Right now, this coin is worth $1,400." And I sat back, and I looked at my wife, and she was like, "You got that coin?" I was like, "I got that coin." And I I got up. I'm telling you, wallahi, I got up. I went in the back. I went in the back. He was still on a presentation. I went in the back. I got all of my coins. I started looking through them, looking through them. And I was like, Allahu Akbar. I said, I had it, right? And that sparked me into knowing that this is something for long term. You know, don't think something overnight, but you could go to sleep and wake up. You can really, I mean, you could go to sleep and wake up a millionaire and don't even know it because of the times, especially now. What I want to bring to y'all in the last clip, in the clip that I opened up with, and you saw it, Brother Ameer, and I know, Brother Mims, you know about it. It's like they're saying that right now, what's going on in the world today, you know, the wars, the solar panel, the big thing of solar panels and things like that. They're saying that silver is at very high demand right now, and it's going to be even more high demand later. So those of us that have silver, we're going to be at the top of the eating chain gang, at the top of the chain, you know. So do y'all both have some? Let me hear from both of y'all what y'all think about that and what y'all could share with everybody that's listening.
Yeah, I'm looking at, you know, like Brother Ameer said, you know, we don't sell our gold and silver. We're looking to leverage it. You know, we're converting it into land, and it's going to be a point where I can see, you know, an ounce of silver buying land, an ounce of land. You know, I can see a point where, you know, a lot of people are seeing a ratio for gold and silver being either, you know, 1-8. Some people see it 1-1. People just don't really realize how bad the rigging, the manipulation, and the creation of the derivative markets on top of these assets. You know, even when you go to the USDebtClock.org, it's 400 contracts to 1 ounce of silver. When these markets really collapse and the world, and like somebody said, Crypto B said, the revaluation of gold and silver is really, that's what's taking place. That's what BRICS is doing. So in China and all these other countries, they are going to set a standard, and the rigging and manipulation is going to have to come to an end. And these debt markets are going to collapse, and we're going to see the real price for physical silver and gold. Because you're right, Brother Carlito, the demand for physical silver is through the roof, especially for solar panels, in India and in China. And and there's only so much physical silver out there. The demand is outpacing the supply. And so what we're seeing here is silver is probably one of the most strategic metals to hold, because governments need it, corporations, institutions, technology, our future needs physical silver. And now it's returning its role as money. So it might get to a point where people might not even be able to afford it, or you just can't buy it. You know, nobody's going to sell it, you know. So that's why it's important to get it now, because there ain't no telling when that situation happens, when they flick that switch. You know, it's like a thief in the night. You know, you just wake up and you thought you had some more time to get some more silver or do something. And by the time you realize, you didn't realize how far down the timeline we actually were. Woo. You know, we're at the point where, you know, we got Russia sending, you know, submarines to Cuba. I mean, you know, we got, you know, like I talked about the petrodollar being finished. You know, we got countries right now, you know, lowering rates, and more inflation's coming, and more creation of value from nothing is coming. And you just never know how things pick up and accelerate. And you just want to make sure you have the asset. You know, I tell people all the time, I'd rather wait 1 year or even 2 years. You know, I'd rather be 1 year, even 2 years too early than 1 day too late. To the greatest wealth.
What? So let me expound on that right there. Listen to me. We have been accused, Brother Carlito, Brother Ricardo, of fear mongering. Right? Listen to this. How is this fear mongering when we're telling the truth? And we've been telling the truth since 2016 and 2017. I've been privately teaching my family before I ever hit Facebook that it's time to start saving assets, when I realized the wealthy will always pay for two things: precious metals, precious stones. They're going to always pay for that. They're going to always exchange that paper, what I thought was money, or we thought was money, for those two things: precious metals, precious stones. With that being said, watch this. We've been warning, just like our brother said, we were early. We were 7 years early to what exactly was happening. It was happening at a slow pace, but now it has accelerated because now countries are doing what we started in 2017. And they're doing it on the world stage. Now everybody is seeing it. The sad part is a lot of our community are not mature, not internationally intellectually mature enough to understand geopolitical actions have a direct effect on us. It may not happen today, but it's going to happen. And there's no way that you can stop what's going on. You can only protect your own family by being disciplined, right? By sacrificing and start saving and investing into the future of the global monetary system. With that being said, I just want to piggyback off what you said, Carl, Mims. So check this out. There is a chart that I believe that the IMF or one of the financial institutions that put out that said there's a crypto called XRP that's supposed to be 1-to-1 with physical gold, right? XLM is supposed to be 1-to-1 to physical silver, right? IOTA and the rest of those ISO 222 coins will be 1-to-1 to iridium and copper. Now, I want y'all to think about this. The IMF, the SWIFT system, or one of those put that chart out. And they're not going to go back to the old way. They're going to go back to a Bretton Woods style agreement. But what they're going to do is anchor this. They're going to anchor these assets, these physical assets, to a specific blockchain, right? Because that's the only thing that governments trust is physical assets and the security of blockchain technology backing those assets. And we are ahead of the game, Aki. Alhamdulillah. Everybody who is seeing this today, if you get started today, you are still ahead of the game. You're not too late.
Yeah, and both of y'all said some real key all day. It's like, look, you know, it ain't too late. It's not too late. And you don't have to have a whole lot of money. You can buy it by the gram. You can exchange it by the grams, and you could go up. I mean, there's so many lucrative ways of which we can save ourselves and our family and our communities. But we just got to get out there, and just like brother Mim said, you got to start. You got to
Group
start.
economics, bro. That's what we're using. We're using the group economics business model, right? So here's the beautiful part of this, and I'm done. Listen to this. There are people that are doing better than you, Carlito and Ricardo. There's people that are doing worse than you. Here's the benefit of a network marketing system that uses precious metals. I can say what I can say, but if I introduce the truth to someone else who is doing better financially than I am, guess what they're going to save more of? They're going to save more precious metals than you can. And that's going to continue with the cycle of us getting paid. The commission is going to come out without raising the price of the silver or gold.
Wow.
That's a blessing.
That is a blessing, brother.
That's a blessing.
And thank you for your kind words. I'm going to let Mim say the last kind words. But listen, all I want to say is what I've been saying for the last 2 years. Principles over personalities. Principles over personalities. When you follow principles, it's just like the Pied Piper just blowing his whistle and everybody just falling over the cliff, man, and don't have no idea what's going on. But oh man, he's good. He can talk. He look good, and he got a lot of money. He.
Talk about God all the time.
That's right. So I want to just continue to say principles over personality. If you look at the principles and it's working, and look, not only that you look over the principles and it's working, but you look at the history and you look at those that is bringing that history and the history of facts, actual fact, then you got to go with what you know what is right. You know, Brother Todd Best said, man, look, you don't need permission to do what's correct. That's what he said. You don't need permission to do what's correct. Yeah, there's many wealth builders. You just put a allow out there. And he said, and I am proud you did it. He said, I'm honored that you did it. This came out of his mouth because I was kind of concerned. You know, everybody else kind of flaky. He said, man, forget about everybody else. That's what he said. Mims, give us some last words coming out, brother.
Yeah. But I'm just, pumped and excited because, like you said, we applying a little bit of vision. We're applying some foresight. We're early, and you're early. This is still the time, and then the system that we have is just a system that helps everybody. There's, one of the reasons I got into silver and gold is because I knew that I would never get a call at 3 a.m. and people telling me, "Hey, you told me to buy all this silver and gold, and it's worthless." Gold and
Ooh.
silver will always have value. And so I can sleep good at night because I have integrity. I have a moral code. I want to do unto others as I would have them, want them to do unto me. And so, this is truth. This is real. I talk about it all the time. Gold and silver has been money since the times of Egypt. What I'm saying? Gold and silver is money in Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas. Like we talked about, this mentioned in our religious text from beginning to the end of the books. It's constitutional money here in the United States. Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution. It's
That's right.
legal in about 12 states. Gold and silver is legal tender. And then, of course, when you have a system where we're helping our loved ones, friends, family, strangers, we're getting paid to help them get an asset that's going to help that they can convert back into fiat currency at any time. It's an easily liquidatable asset, right? And then we get paid to do that. So yes, we're practicing one of the most powerfulest forms of group economics in the most powerfulest ways. We're all getting wealthy together, converting a
Yes.
lie for the converting fiat currency for an asset and putting ourselves in position to create an additional stream of income. And you have to have an additional stream of income, especially in these times, because if you rely on one stream of income, you're a disaster waiting to happen.
Ooh.
That's true.
Is if you only have a job, you only have that W-2, W-4, you're a disaster waiting to happen because they're coming after you for the taxes. And you have to have a way to reduce your tax exposure. You have to in these times right now. So having a job and a home-based business like at Cost Metals is perfect combination for you to be able to build wealth, reduce your tax exposure, and really start to change the financial trajectory for you and your family.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Listen, brothers and sisters and family out there, we just want to thank you for tuning in. And listen, get back with the person that invited you to this stream, to this podcast, to this show, Embrace the Day. Let them know that you're ready. But listen, if you follow Brother Ricardo and he's told you about this 2 or 3 years ago, get back with him. Ain't no shame in that game. If you've been following Brother Ameer 2 and 3 years ago, it's not no shame in that game. They both said this, it is not too
Too
late.
late.
And if you've been following myself or any of the halal wealth builders and they've been coming to you for the last 2, 3 years, okay, no problem. Eat that pride because it's better to eat the pride than to eat poverty. And right
Woo!
now is the time what we need to do.
Right.
Right now, what we need to do is all put your money where your
Where
mouth
your
is.
mouth
That's
is.
what you need to do. Put your money where your mouth is,
Put
yo.
your
That's
money
what
where your
you need.
mouth is.
You know, hey, that's all I gotta say. And I know that one thing that I know that we right here do, and I'm saying, Mims, brother Ameer, and myself, right? We don't count money.
We weigh it.
We weigh money.
That's right. We
Give
weigh
it
it.
to him, brother Ricardo. Give it to him, baby.
I want to hear that bell. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. You see it? We don't count money, we weigh it.
Right, we weigh money, y'all. That's right. Thank you so
That's right.
much, brothers. I pray everything goes well. Y'all have an amazing day. Thank you for making this day right here at Embrace the Day, powered by Halal Wealth Builders, Dawa Network. Next tomorrow we'll be having Imam Rafi Ahmadi. He's the director of the Disaster Relief Services of IGNA Relief USA. I met him when we went to Baltimore, and guess what? He is actually ready to tell everybody about what we do.
Alhamdulillah.
So look, Rick, you could look for a call from me. You know,
Yeah.
let's do a three-way with this big brother. All right,
Yes, sir.
everybody. May everybody have an amazing day. If you're in here, get with the person that got you here. Everybody have an amazing day. My name is Khalifa Muhammad, and this is Embrace the Day, powered by Halal Dawah Network. Peace and blessings.
you.